sick. A second person in New York State has died from the virus. The victim is a 65-year-old man who lived in Rockland County.
And this news here comes after a woman in Manhattan became the state's first coronavirus death. Both of them had previous health problems. And tonight, there are 524 known cases in New York State alone. A little more than 20% of those patients are in the hospital. New Jersey has 69 known cases. Connecticut has 20, including the first case reported today in Norwalk.
Meanwhile, the president confirmed today he was tested for coronavirus and is awaiting the results. And this comes after he met with a Brazilian delegation at Mar-a-Lago last weekend. Several members have since tested positive for the virus.
And the president expanded travel restrictions to include the UK and Ireland now. He also said we could see travel restrictions domestically here in the U.S.
And here at home, New York City now has the most cases in the state, 213. And as we just told you, the city reported its first death, plus another first responder, an FDNY firefighter, tested positive for coronavirus. Mayor de Blasio talked about both cases earlier today, and News 4's Myles Miller was there and starts us off from a relatively quiet Times Square tonight, or quieter than normal, Myles.
That's right, an eerily quiet Times Square tonight. It's not as usual because of the coronavirus. Not only are there closures, but there are concerns here tonight as we learn about the first patient in New York City to die from the coronavirus.
This is a very painful moment. This is a moment we all knew would come, but that doesn't make it any easier.
A solemn Mayor Bill de Blasio today announcing the first coronavirus death in New York City. The patient, one of the city's first cases, an 82-year-old woman with emphysema who'd been hospitalized at Wyckoff Medical Center since last week.
The staff, the team, the doctors, nurses at Wyckoff Heights Medical Center who did all they could do to support her and help her.
The mayor saying 29 people in the city have tested positive for the virus since yesterday afternoon, including an FDNY captain stationed in Coney Island.
While on duty, did not respond to any medical runs or treat any patients.
31 members of that firehouse are under quarantine. The captain himself is in self-isolation. Meanwhile, new fallout from the mayor's decision not to close schools. A group of teachers now planning an illegal citywide sick-out if classes aren't canceled by Monday. The mayor standing his ground.
So what happens to those kids?
They're home. Their parents have the ability to make decisions if the announcement is made today versus Monday.
To those kids? Just tell me over. Let's assume we're talking the entire rest of the school year, which is a very good likelihood. What are they going to do? What's a teenager going to do?
I'm not an expert at that.
They are going to go out in their neighborhoods. They're not staying indoors. They're not staying in isolation. Guarantee. Teenagers, guarantee. They're going to go out and create all sorts of new social networks, all sorts of opportunities for spread.
And the mayor telling us late this afternoon a student at IS 27 on Staten Island tested positive for the coronavirus. We're told that student was not in school last week while symptomatic, but that school will be cleaned this weekend, reopening on Monday. We're at the crossroads of the world tonight in Times Square. I'm Myles Miller, News 4 New York.
Yep, Myles.